Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to your show, Let's Talk Marriage. You're live on GH Gospel Radio. And this is our first edition after a break. We're excited to be back. It's a new year and it's a new season of Let's Talk Marriage. We are always excited to talk about marriage because at the end of the day, we always go to church on Sundays to listen to the Word of God, right? It's a way to encourage each other, it's a way to learn from each other. And tonight is a special night because I have this special guest with me. He's in the person of Counselor Albert KRAMPAH. He's been talking about marriage for a long, long time. In fact, this is a full circle moment for me because I remember my first ever radio show like 20 years ago. It was Counselor Albert who was hosting it, and he was talking about, guess what? Marriage. So tonight we're going to do what he's been doing all this time. He's extremely passionate about marriage. He's been married for over 20 years and he has three beautiful girls and a lovely wife with such a powerful voice. I know many of you may know her. And it is his desire that everybody should enjoy marriage the way that he's enjoying it. So he's always ever ready to share his knowledge with us. So tonight that we have him, we're going to get all the information that we can get. Let me give you the interesting backstory. I chanced upon Counselor Albert's video, and he was talking about the fact that it seems as if some wives are no longer interested in marriage. It seems as if when husbands are out of the picture, some wives don't even care anymore. And the points that he was making were very, very interesting. So tonight we're going to indulge Counselor Albert to go into more detail and be able to tell us what he was seeing, because I think his perspective was really interesting. And if the men would listen, if the husbands would listen, it would really help. Because I know a lot of times when the wives are talking, it sounds like, oh, you people talk too much. It's the same old, same old. It's difficult to find a common ground. But from a man to other men, I think is the perfect opportunity. So we will take this time to welcome you, Counselor Albert. Thank you, thank you, thank you for making the time. And we know that you're going to bless us tonight with a lot of wealth of knowledge. So we are excited and we can't wait. So let's talk marriage, listeners. When you join, you can say hello so we know you're here. If you have a question, you can type it. It's going to pop up and we'll answer it live for you. If you're watching the show later, you can also type your question. We'll come back and take a look and then we'll send you the answer. So Councillor Albert, you're welcome once again.
Thank you.
Yeah. So to start off, if you recall that conversation that you were having about some wives not being bothered about husbands being in the picture anymore, can you share a little bit of that with us?
All right. Thank you so much. It's a privilege to be here. And like you said, about 20 years ago.
I know.
That's a long time.
Very long time.
I'm just trying to remember the kind of topic we were discussing on the radio and all that.
But I remember. I'll tell you later.
Yeah, but I believe that Bible is true. Definitely, there are things that starts and you will not know how it starts, but you realize later on that it was a foundation and it was something that was already, God has already placed in you. So I'm happy that today you are also hosting me back on your show, right? And it's a blessing.
Amen.
All right. I want to say good evening to your viewers and my family, even though they are sleeping. Yeah. But on the topic, I will say that yes, true, because I asked that question if wives are tired because, dog, you see, in marriage, I realized that when one person seems to be not actually putting in so much in the marriage. One person feels that, after all, what is it? Whatever will happen, let it happen. It means that it's like the person feels so tired. The person feels that there's nothing more into it for me. So why do I have to even worry myself? Yeah. But at that time, you begin to ask yourself that, is it the person that feels that, okay, I've decided not to even marry again, I don't like it, or the person is going through certain things that she has tried to resolve and it's not resolving. And then at the end of the day, do we even go into it to say that I'm tired, so I'm going? Can it be like that? What is it? But whilst I was looking into it, then I realized there are so many reasons and there are so many things that are happening. For me, as a man, not only as a counselor, but as a man, when I begin to look at some of the conversations and how some people tend to see their home now as men, and what now they tend to measure, and then rather tend to minor instead of it upside down, and now thinking how marriage should go per their terms and all that, then you realize that if this is how the home is, then it is definitely going to be that the women are not going to be in a position of trying to do anything or just trying to put in their effort. Because when God created man, he realized that the man was lacking something, and then he decided to bring it to the man. So he decided to create a woman, made a woman for the man. And then what happened is that he said, clear instruction, that the woman will be a helper to the man.
Okay.
So in such a case, if the person is coming to help, then it means that the one that I'm going to help should be able to have something that he is doing, then that thing will demand for my help. Because if the person is not doing anything, then my help is going to be rendered unuseful, or I'm not going to do anything to support the person. So when it happens like that, it makes the person feels there's no need for my presence. So I realized that how many men are able to sit down with their wives and let them have a clear understanding or the clear path of what they are doing. And what are you doing? Because when God created Adam in the Garden of Eden, God did everything, put Adam there, and gave Adam a clear instructions of what he's supposed to do. Tilt the land, do this and do this and do that. And then whatever Adam need in the land, God gave it to him. And then he brought Eve into the garden. So at this moment and at this point, now whatever Adam was given to do, now if Adam had openly explained the vision God has given to him to the woman, and then assign something for the woman to do, I am sure that wherever Adam was and whatever Adam was tilting and any job Adam was doing, the unity would have also been seen in the service right there, meaning that the woman would surely be so close with her and then be performing that responsibility. But here is the case where, yes, the Bible says that Adam was closer with her and all that, but something happened and gave the woman the opportunity to find herself alone somewhere. Then the enemy also popped in and then started creating conversation with her. Now, whenever the devil comes into a place, he makes sure that when there's one person, normally when God gives one instructions to a person, normally the devil doesn't come in so quick like that. But immediately he sees that that instruction has been taken or understood by two people, he comes in, because the devil is afraid of unity. Where two people decide to live or stay together or do something together, he knows what is going to happen. Because the things that we Christians tend to overlook it, that one kill 1,000, two kill 10,000, the devil really understands it. So he knows that when two people are there, he knows what is going to happen. So he decided to go and then interrupt into that unity among them. And then when I'm able to take one person from there, but my sister, the major area and place or the field that the enemy always want to use to get Christians is the mindset. If he's able to enter the mindset, then he has won the battle. Because the mindset, when he comes there, what he comes to do is to turn the truth you know to become a lie, and that lie becomes his truth. So he will decide to let you know. But the devil is so subtle, the devil is so wise in such a way that he will always bring you what you want, because he knows that the body, that is the carnal aspect of us, is always looking for something. But that thing is always taking care or being covered by what the spirit is saying. But we always want to enjoy what the body gives to us more than what the spirit is giving to us. So he went in and then discussed it with the woman and told the woman that this is what the woman said, this is what God has said. Then he said, are you sure? So the question that he asked the woman, it means that he is now entering into the mind of the woman to change the truth that she has and then make it a lie. Lo and behold, he achieved. And then whatever that need to happen happened. Okay, let me come down to the question. I'm not preaching about Adam and Eve. Okay. Now, immediately that happened, you realize that there was chaos. Yeah. So whatever you are doing for me to become a helper and all that, then God appeared again, and then they said that we are naked. So God asked them questions, and he started telling them what they are supposed to hear or what they were not supposed to hear. But because of what they have done, he started giving them instructions and the things that they will go through. All these things have been a background that is always hunting what we call marriage. So what I want to emphasize in the foundation is that when you marry and you say you are a Christian, you should know that the marriage is not going to be fully enjoyable. When you don't pray into it, when you don't take the eye of the spirit into the marriage, definitely your marriage is going to be under attack. Why is it going to be under attack? Because you have decided to live together in the house. You have decided to live together for the rest of your life as Christians. Now, that mandate that God gave to a man, that the man will be the head of the house and the head of the family, and the man will be the head of the woman, these kind of instructions, the enemy is still against it. The enemy is still against it. So now what happened is that now, if I allow you to have a clear cut of your vision and whatever that you are doing, that is when you are able to pull the woman to along. But there are so many factors around us that today, culturally, environmental influence and all other things, now men begin to be kind of it's like this is how I saw my parents marrying, this is how it's going, so we've married, we love ourselves, come on, let's go. So we spark the car, you are in the car, we are going. Where are we going? Just believe in me because I'm the husband, come on, let's go. No, the question is, how many men really know what God has even called them to do? When we talk about God has called them to do, everybody thinks that when we say calling is only about pastoral work. No. But I say that marriage is a calling. If you don't take it, if you don't realize that marriage is a calling, you go through a lot of things that you are not supposed to go through. Why am I saying it's a calling? It's a calling because it is something that God is interested in it. And God brings marriage to perform certain things. When God created Adam in the garden, it is not only for procreation, sexual enjoyment, companionship, and those things. Like today we think, I'm grown, I believe that I can marry, so let me just go and get somebody, and I love this lady. You marry the person, so the person is coming so that you, the man, you can have sex, you enjoy, you can also have procreation, which is you are going to give birth, and then you can also have companionship and all that. But let's ask ourselves, how many people do even marry, and the word companionship they even understand? What kind of companionship do you have in a house? Just that I've closed from work, I'm going home, so I have a wife in the house, so that's my companionship also. No. How many people even said, how many couples? I was speaking at a function, and then I was talking, and then I said that no matter what it is, no matter how many hours I will stay outside, when I go home after program, I have to sit with my wife. We talk for about 30, 45 minutes before we go to bed. And then one man who was at that time, I remember this about 10 years, then I'm talking about, and the man was around about the 65 something years. And then he said that, so that 30, 45 minutes, what do you talk about? I asked why he's asking me. He said, no, I've been married for years, but I don't remember sitting down with my wife talking for even about 10 minutes and we are laughing for. What are you doing with 45 minutes? What do you normally talk with your wife about? You see, there is the foundation that actually keeps marriage. It's not there. The friendship is not there. The unity is not there. But the reason is that I have married you. You come in. You are supporting me by washing my things, cooking for me. So typical, especially typical we Ghanaians, I'm expecting that my wife will do this, my wife will do that. She'll wake up and do that. She'll wake up and do that. That is what makes the man feels he's a man. Because the man needs to feel he's a man based on what he will see from the woman. Now, when the woman begins to do those things, and then it's not vice versa, and it's like I am doing it as if that I am not your wife, but I'm a servant, then it begins to also deteriorate the kind of the motivation that the woman has, and he's also using to do those things.
Thank you.
Now, you are the man, you are the head, and when you are the head, then I will call you, you are the director of the company. If you are the director of the company, it means that to whom much is given, much is expected. So meaning that then you have to make sure that you direct the affairs of the company to where the company will go. You are directing it. The chair you are sitting on, the air condition, the car that you have been bought, it is only supporting you, but the company is expecting some kind of report from you. My dear, what normally happens? We sit down to plan. Normally, the director will have a meeting with all the managers and all that. And at the end of the year, they will even go and lock themselves somewhere for about 3 days and begin to plan. Strategic planning, so far as the company is concerned. Planning towards the following year. So a lot of companies' directors have done this before this year. The strategies that they are going to use. Some competitors, how we are going to meet our competitors and all that. All these things are done. And then you also come home and then you direct the affairs of the home. So your managers are also bringing you report and all that because the company need to run well. And then you do everything that you're supposed to do. Dog, whilst with all these plans that you have, there will be some kind of shocks and some kind of issues and problems that will pop up. But you don't run away. You try to handle them because all your managers have their positions that they are performing. The accountant is a finance manager is there. The HR manager is there. The sales manager is there. All those people are there, plus the administrator and all that. So they all know whatever that they are doing. So those people become your helpers for you to achieve whatever that you are doing because they have a clear cut of what you are doing. Anybody that will be employed in the company, you employ the person and you give the person a job description. But you don't just employ the person and then you give the person a chair and the person is sitting down. Two things will happen. Either the person will sit down and the things you do will provoke you, or if the person really want to work and is not getting any job to do, the person will just thank you and then just walk away. Go and find something else to do. That is the same thing that I'm asking that. Do we see such things in our home? How many men are able to sit down with their wives at the end of the year and even have a meeting with them? Just to ask yourself. Somebody will say that, why are you saying this? I'm saying that because we normally say that marriage is an institution. If marriage is an institution and then truly it is an institution, then it means that if it's an institution, then we should bring in certain things that the institution will have to do. Because every institution needs to thrive. Every institution needs to perform very well so that the results of whatever that you are doing will be seen. So why do you decide to just move alone and your workers are following you, and then in the morning that all that we see is chop money, we get this money, we are doing that today, daddy goes home and then he comes back, daddy goes home, oh I will not come early, I'll come late. It's like there is no clear cut of whatever it is. Meanwhile, I am following you with so many commitments and so many sacrifices. What sacrifices is it? You go marry the woman, you met the woman, you didn't see the profession that the person was having. You didn't see what is in the woman's mind. You don't know the person's aspirations. You don't know the person's future. But because you came to marry me, because of what you saw on me, and then after we communicating, you have also seen the kind of gift and the kind of knowledge that I also have. So you also need this thing to come and support and come and help you. After you wanting to enjoy the body and everything, I don't think you want to marry a dumb person. So whatever it is that you have also seen in me, you also need it to be part of you. But after we are married, then my profession as a pharmacist, my profession as a teacher, my profession as a lawyer, whatever it is, now I have to let go of all those professions and then only come and follow you. When it happens like that, what do? Especially those who even get married to even the security agencies and the security people who can be transferred at the end of every 4 months. Somebody who is a caterer has married one of these security agencies. And the person said that I started doing some bakery jobs and all that. And then when I started having some clients and things were coming, then my husband came with a letter that he has been transferred to another region. So it means that the woman need to go. Now, looking at it, the husband, when the issue became controversial and that we have to come in, I asked the man how much salary that he's taking. And the woman, how much is he also getting? The woman is doing her work and then doing the catering services alongside in the bakery. And even that now that he has started, the woman can count not less than about 4,000 plus as profit. Because now he has some orders and the other places that he has employed 2 people, so they cook the food and then they take it to the company. All this, he's getting that money plus the little salary that he's also getting. And the man's salary was lesser than what the woman is getting at the end of the month. So now the issue is that the woman said that if I leave and I join you, it means I have to go and start all over again at that place. So why don't you let me keep this one? There are 2 things. Either I will be here and then I'll be managing this one so that we build it, which I know in about a year or 2, we are going to get much more profit because it's going to be expanded. But 1 year or 2, you are having another extra 2 years for you to be transferred again. So why don't we manage it this way so that we can keep it? If not, then it will be better. If you would want to probably maybe resign or something, then you will come and join me. So we run our own business together, because if you, the man, you come to join me, this business will move faster than even what it's even doing. The man said, no, I am going. You are my wife. Leave everything and then come and follow me. Now, let me use this as a case study. So in such a case, I have my work I am doing. I have resigned. I have left that business that I'm also doing. Apart from money alone, you didn't also know what this kind of catering services was also doing for me. Because for all you know in my life, that is my profession. That is what I really want to do. It brings me soul satisfaction. It makes me feel good. It motivates my spirit. You don't know what that business is doing for me, but you thought that, okay, leave it. Let us go to that new region. For the profession that you have or the job that you are doing, we can go and look for another job somewhere. The woman said that, no, I even prefer this one than the office work that I'm doing. Now, after all this, and then I stop, and then I follow you, and now I'm in a house, I'm not working, I'm not looking for a job. I'm now planning how I can even start this kind of catering services at this region again. But I am discouraged because after 4 years' time again, that the business will start moving on. You will be transferred. So I have to stop this one too again. So now it demoralizes the woman. So now the woman stopped even trying to even do the catering. In the first place, because me marrying you, what I want to do, what I like to do, now I've lost it. Okay. So for the man to become the head of the woman and the woman to become a helper, it should not bring competition. It should never bring competition. But what it does is that, how will I be able to lead well and then help the woman, whatever that she is doing, to come and complement mine? How does her work to come and complement mine? But because of cultural influence, because of the marriage that we don't understand, it is always easier and better for men, especially we the blacks, to let our wives stop their work and then even live in the house. Years ago, our fathers were marrying 2, 3, 4 to show that, yes, they are the men, because I can take care of 2, 3 women. So when it happens like that, then you are you are a rich man. Those were the things that they were using to show. Again, if your wife is a housewife, then they know that, yes, you are there. Those years, that was what was happening. Yeah. So, like, if you go to the other place as well, our own brothers, Nigerians, when their wives is in the house and they have a house boy, house girls, and all that, that is where I said, this is Oga's wife and all that. Oga's wife, there, it doesn't work. Yes. You see, this has been mentality that gradually it is leaving the system, but still people are suffering from it. My sister. So when it happens like that, the woman begin to now double think. Because I don't really know what I'm doing. You are in a security agency. You can be a police, military, migration, and whatever it is. I cannot join you. I am not getting anything. Like now, when you go to work, I'm in a house. The man begin to feel better now because my wife is not working, and everything she comes to ask me. So in a way, psychologically, we tend to make them redundant so that we can get the more out of them. Because whenever a woman is not working, that is when a man feels that I'm in authority, because everything he comes to me. But when a woman is working and the woman is able to cater for herself and all that, it's a big threat to most men. In such a case, now what really happened is that the first thing that sets in is disappointment. Disappointment from the woman. She becomes so disappointed. So what is it? Is marriage a scam, or what are we trying to talk about? Is it all about the marriage? I have learned to become a lawyer. I have learned to become a pharmacist. I've learned to become an administrator. This is what I want to be, because the woman wants to be a career woman. While she's growing, she sees women that they are wearing their nice dresses, going to the office and sitting at the office. That is what she also wants to be. But because of marriage, now the person cannot do whatever she wants to do. I have to sacrifice my profession. I have to sacrifice what I want to do. And also, to the extent of me sacrificing what I want to do, I've also sacrificed who I want to become in future, just because of marriage. And even me doing that, I'm also not getting anything in response to it. Not about money to pay for what I've sacrificed, but I am not getting any love. I'm not getting any care. I'm not getting any attention. So now the other profession is for me to only produce children as well. So I'll become a producer in the marriage. Now, this disappointment keeps on growing. And then it begins to hurt them. And gradually you realize that some kind of bitterness is growing in their heart. Let me begin to iron them one by one to see some of the things that normally happens. Now, this disappointment will cause the woman, and it will bring unforgiveness into her heart. She feels she has been cheated. She feels that whatever that she planned, now she needs to throw it away. Not only the security agencies, even they can even marry pastors, because some of the pastors, when we marry, we want our wife to always be around us. So you need to stop the job. Yes, if you can take care of them, that one fine. Because you see, I said that when the leader has a clear-cut vision, you see, the woman begin to buy into it from the beginning. And you don't see any problem. You don't see any problem. I can use one of our own dear fathers as an example. Look at Papa Istudanaba. 2 pharmacists. You understand me? But the vision is so clear. The man probably has made it so clear to the woman. And the woman, you see, has also accepted it. And then they started moving with it. I'm sure 2 pharmacists, they are all not practicing now. But look at what is happening. Look at the coordination, the collaboration of whatever that they are doing. If you use me as an example, I have been in the airline industry for a long time, and I'm an entrepreneur. I'm working here and there and all that, alongside when the ministry thing also came in. But when I got married, because but let me chip this one in. You see, the way and manner you'll be able to handle your wife and how things will flow will also determine that your marriage, if God's hands is in it, because there are things that, dog, you don't use your strength and your wisdom to do. It is just the Spirit of God that will help you to be able to do it. Because things begin to fall in place. My wife was an accountant to a company. And then I also started my own gradually, and then I established a business. When I established that business, she was adding her ideas and her mind so far as the accounting aspect is concerned. And yes, and then she was still working at wherever that's supposed to work. But as and when time was going on, then she need to come and then handle the accounts. So she left where she is to come and handle the accounts of the company that I have started, and then top it up with other responsibilities as well. Now, lo and behold, the business we started also happened to be something that she even had as an interest in her, which I didn't know, which has to do with the child care and all that. So she loved whatever that she was doing. You see how God has made the thing. So now, whatever she was getting, probably she might not get the salary that she was getting at where she is, but there's something too that she's doing, something that she's building. You've also, apart from the you've also started something at the same premises that has to do with childcare, and she loves that one even more than the accountant. So now the marriage has also brought what was hidden inside her out. So she's also happy doing what she's doing. You see, so she's also complementing whatever. So when it happens like that, then now the woman begin to grow so much well, also in respect and confidence in whatever my husband is also doing. Now the woman begin to know and feel that this is the man who is taking me somewhere. The man that I'm following, now I am confident that he's taking me to a place. I will be able to become something in future, because when I look at this thing that I've started, if I look at the next 5-10 years into what I have started, I know this is where it is going to go. And not that he is only leaving me here, but he will also come and explain things to me, and then we sit together, we talk about it together. So we are running the thing together alongside he also doing the other thing that he's doing somewhere. But this is not what we normally see in the homes. So when it happens like that, people now begin to look into their lives. And then one of the dangerous things is the examples that they have from their predecessors. You understand? Now, the things that people who have already married, the things that they are saying is actually causing the women now to behave in a quote, to behave the way that they are behaving. As we said, that they feel so tired about the marriage. Why? Because I've seen my mother, who has been in the marriage for all this while. After all, what did she get? I'm sacrificing for my children. I'm sacrificing for my children. At the end of the day, what is it? A lot of people are saying this. A lot of people are saying that. How are they getting so much information through these days? Because of social media. Now, dog, the social media is not preaching about the good things concerning marriage. Because that one, they think that in the way of trending, it will not sell.
Oh, yeah.
But immediately you hear that, immediately you hear that the pastor has slapped the wife, it's a big news to trend.
It will trend.
It will trend, yeah. So it becomes that even pastors are slapping their wives. Meanwhile, it is not even a slap, but they will couch it that way so people will click on it and go and watch. Media people, they all move around and they see husbands holding their wife's hand. They see wife and husband who they are playing. They see sometimes they are even looking at where you are. You see a husband kissing the wife outside and those ones. But do they capture to talk about it on radio? No.
There's
but
no
when
drama
they see
there.
The other, you said?
There's no drama there, so it won't trend.
There's no drama, so it will not trend. So they always look at the bad things. So those things are also lauding the negative things in the marriage as well. So now, whatever you hear the most becomes the order of the day. So that is how marriage is. So that is how marriage is. Then what am I even in for? What am I even in for? The other thing too is that there's no care and there's no love from the husband because the society and the culture will tell you that you don't have to give your all to the woman. You don't have to let the woman know that you love her. If you do that, you will not get so much from the woman. So even when some men love their wife, they don't even want to show it. And they think that the best way they can show their love is to have sex with the woman and make the woman enjoy the sex. But when the woman is coming into that act without an open heart, a woman can make you feel that he is really enjoying, but you don't know that he's doing that for you rather than man to enjoy. And after you are satisfied, and then she will also find herself some place to also enjoy herself. Even the thing we call orgasm. How many women? You call some women, if you call 10 women, you ask them how many women have even enjoyed it before. You can get a woman who is married more than 12 years to 15 years who will tell you that, who will also even say that what is actually called orgasm. How does it feel like? So those are the things that happens. And the other thing is that the loss of personal happiness. The loss of personal happiness. What I really wanted to do in life. When I was growing, this is how I wanted my marriage. I wanted to get a man like this, like this, like this, like that. But that is not what I am getting now. So the person has lost that kind of confidence and then has lost that kind of personal happiness in the marriage. Women can live in the marriage for years without they not being happy, but for the sake of managing the business, for the sake of their children, at the end of the day, they will continue to be in it. Men don't even sit down to find out. Like I use the organization and the institution, for example. That is why we have refresher trainings and courses and all that. That is why we have some monthly or
periodic assessment,
yes, to look for appraisals and all that and do all those things. Nothing like that goes on. So for the whole year, from 1st January to 31st December, nothing, no talking, no meeting. I don't know what is going on. All that I know is my husband is building a house. Maybe we drove there some time ago. So I don't hear about anything. I don't hear about. I will just hear conversation on phone. My husband maybe have a shop somewhere. There's nothing. I'm not being involved in the life of my husband. So what am I in to help? What am I really helping? I'm not hearing anything. Besides, I don't know what is going on. My in-laws have also started giving me problems. The same people who I was coming to the marriage, they love me and all that. But that one, dog, everybody must understand that the in-laws for the woman is always the troublemakers. But the in-laws for the man, they are always the marriage protectors. So if you're a woman and you get married, and you tend to think that, oh, men so no more dummy. Oh, for me, my husband's family, sisters, and be very careful. That place, you don't need to play there at all. Be very careful. Because it is something that you can never do anything about it. Whether you like it or not, one day it will happen.
Because wow, Albert, I could listen to you for hours. It's like you are dropping nugget after nugget after nugget after nugget. But unfortunately, we have like 7 more minutes and this program is over. So I
Wow.
thank you so much for bringing all that information. But I'd like you to answer these two questions
Okay.
because you've helped us understand that there are some men who do not have a vision because their own Christian lives are not in order. They
Yeah.
don't know their purpose in life for them to know what God wants them to do. And then after they don't have the vision to start with, and then for those who have it, they are not sharing it well, and then also they are not involving the wife. It's like the nuggets are plenty. I've been taking notes. So now what I would want you to answer for us is that um, how is the man supposed to involve the woman or his wife in decision making, or in, it's like we say that the man is the head of the family, right? How is the man supposed to involve the wife such that she will be able to perform her helper role properly?
Thank you. I think that it is all comes with first understanding,
Mm,
and then the man seeing the woman as a helper.
mm,
If you see the woman as a helper, and then you see the woman part of yourself, because in such a case, it's not like whilst you are in the office, this
mhm,
one, the two shall be one. So she's
mhm,
part of you. When we
mm,
begin to accept that principle that God gave to us, and we
mhm,
begin to walk with it, and then the two main instructions God gave to us is, man, love your wife. And he gave us an example as Christ loved the church.
mhm,
And then, woman, submit to your husband as the
mhm,
church submit to Christ.
mm,
This is a clear thing that God gave to us, and that is what the enemy is always against.
mhm,
But the loving of your wife becomes a problem because
mm,
it's difficult for men normally to love.
mhm,
And then the submitting to the husband is also a problem because one of the most things that is difficult for a woman to do is to submit to a husband. The
mm,
woman can do it so well when he sees that there's a kind of authority be above him. So that is why God wants the men always to make sure that the authority is there. But the
mm,
authority shouldn't come by your mouth. The
mhm,
authority shouldn't come by you ordering it. The
mm,
authority should come by the grace at which God has given to you, and you making the woman know where I am taking you. But let
mhm,
me say this, a lot of people, we are doing the work that we are doing because where we come from, we need to do this job so that we can get money. But the mandate at which God placed over us before we come in on this earth, that is not what we are doing. So in the first place, we, the man, most of us, we have veered from the path of the Lord.
mm,
A lot of people are doctors, a lot of people are lawyers, a lot of people are teachers just because of how the profession is. But
mm,
when you go deep down into their destiny, that is not what God wanted them to do.
mm,
So now, for this to happen, as you are asking, I believe that the first thing to do is for the man to find himself.
mm,
A lot of problems couples are fighting about it. Dog, we the men being the leaders, we have not found ourselves.
mm,
To find yourself means to know exactly who you are and what you are supposed to do.
mm,
When that thing has a clear cut, there's
mm,
no struggle. So when
mm,
you go into the organization and institutions, the vision, the mission, and the core values, everything is spelled, and then you know what we are doing. So you
mm,
are following.
mm.
So we, the man, need to first find ourselves.
Exactly.
That one alone is just a topic. How to find yourself,
Self.
to believe in yourself,
Mm,
and to know the type of woman that you have.
mm,
Because finding yourself, it must be done even before you marry. Because when you find yourself and then you find it well, that is when you will know the exact woman who will be able to accompany you to
you-
wherever that
the
you are
jury.
going.
Mm,
But if you don't get that in the beginning, and then in the middle of the marriage, that you come to find yourself due to a problem that you are facing, then
mm,
you realize that then I didn't take the exact woman. Now, the man need to come down to the level of the woman and then explain himself to the woman
mm,
and then help the woman to rejuvenate his uh, spirit and
mhm,
then come back to, because it is so disappointing also to the man. Let me put it that way. When you marry a woman that you know that when we started, that is not the way she is, but now she's not like that, you become confused, the man. You don't even know what to do. You just don't know. That is when some men, instead of them working in the home and restructuring things, then they begin to look elsewhere. They begin to look elsewhere. Yeah. And once you are looking elsewhere, then you are also pampering that problem which is at the back of you, which is in your home. So by the time you realize, things have escalated, and that is when now they realize that, okay, after 2 or 3 children, now I have my own work, I can buy my own thing. Like I said, when a woman is financially sound and then she can do everything for herself, what is the need for me to be in the marriage? And every woman will want to be in a marriage where I know that even if I have money, even if I have my car, even if I have my work, there is something about my husband that I can never let him go. Even if not about money, when my husband speaks to me, that alone, it gives me some kind of wisdom. May what be a answer. I have a man who is a motivator. I have come to this point because of the motivation my husband is giving to me. When a woman consider and say that my husband believes in me, that alone, it's a great deal for a woman. My husband believes in me. So it is not necessarily that you are only giving the woman money and you are caring because you need to touch her and all that. No, but you place yourself in her and you find joy that no matter what it is, whoever my wife become, it also comes as a complimentary to me.
Yeah.
When the man begins to have that mentality, then whatever that he is doing, he will also add the woman into it because he sees the success also in the woman. And the two of them begin to work together. When it happens like that, the woman begin to feel okay. When you make a woman okay, I'm telling you, the man, you will sleep. When you make the woman find peace in the house, because they nurtures everything. We bring the seed and they nurture it. So when you try to introduce peace, the woman will nurture the peace for you. When you want to introduce future, that future that I'm talking about, when you make it known to the woman will also nurture it for you. That is why God said that they are helpers. They help for everything, not only in money, not only in cash or kind, but also even in the mind and even in the spirit. Look at how a woman will find time and pray about whatever a man is doing. A lot of women moving here and there, prayer to go here, I'm going here in the night, they are praying, radio stations and all that. About 80% of those prayers are the husbands. But when we tend to also support them in it, it helps. But as I'm ending, in such a case, most women, they tend to rather use the spiritual aspect alone to answer some of the physical things that they are supposed to do. When it happens like that, then it cannot work. So as the woman is getting tired and then expecting the man to do something, she should also sit down and ask herself, why is my husband behaving like this? And why am I also getting tired? Probably you are also not doing something that he's also supposed to, you are supposed to do. And he's also even getting disappointed because before you got married, he saw something in you and said that, oh, my wife is good at this, you'll be able to do it. But now that we are married, that is not what he's saying, because some women too tend to also be more relaxed after they are married because of the kind of pampering the man gave to them. And there are some men who are good. From the beginning, they will do this for you, they will help you here, they will do this, they will do that. But the woman is happy to see the man to do. So they leave everything for the man doing. When it happens like that, I think that all of them, if their spirituality is not so strong, it becomes that, hey, then this person also begin to also, okay, let me also try and see what I can do. Then resentment sets in. They are not talking again. No attention, no love, no communication. When you see them talk, it's only about the children. And then things are just deteriorating gradually, just like that. At the end of the day, if you are not fortunate and you even find yourself in abroad, the spirit there in abroad and the system there that supports women, it pushes them the more, and then let me leave and go. Because at the end of the day, the home will be given to me.
I wish this discussion will never end, and I know that there are several more to come. So there's so many topics within this one topic, but I wouldn't want you to leave without answering this last question for me. And Mami Nikwe, thank you for joining. Dr. Bote, I see you. Sister Elsie, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're always here. God bless you for joining. If you have a question, just type it up. But if not, we will surely continue this discussion. So, Councillor Albert, this morning, in fact, I had a Facebook fight, and the beginning and end of it was that there was this man who was so adamant that he's tired of women wanting money, money, money in relationships. And so his take was that, what do women bring to the table? So he's trying to say that he's not going to marry a lazy woman who'll be a stay-at-home wife and not bring anything to the table. So in his view, him bringing money means that the woman also has to find a way to bring some money. I would want to find out your take on that. And then also, can you tell us, apart from money, what else is a husband supposed to bring to marriage? I know that the women have a lot to bring, but I wouldn't want us to talk about that now. We'll talk about it separately in another conversation. But for now, what's your take on what does a woman bring to the table in terms of money? And also, apart from money or apart from provision, what is a husband supposed to bring to the marriage?
Under normal circumstances, this thing is a serious controversy that has been there for a long time, and we've not been able to settle it by adding the old and the new, or mixing the old and the new together. Yes, I know that as and when the world is growing, certain things begin to change, because truly there are things that we were using previously and now we are not using them. So we want to take that kind of technological advancement also into the marriage. But yes, it's fine. The world is becoming a global village, as we said. Now, under normal circumstances, if you go through the Bible, money being provided in the home should be, or should have been, the sole responsibility of a man. The sole responsibility of a man. It is the man who is supposed to provide in the family. In such a case, then I will also say that under normal circumstances, women could have been not a housewife, but would have been something like a private, they should do something private for themselves. That would give them enough time. You gave me, So that is how it's supposed to be, because you see, you're a woman, and I think you can attest to what I'm saying. When a woman even has money, and then she sees the man performing all the financial responsibilities, that is alone is about 60 or 65% of what the woman uses to mark the man as my husband. Yeah. But if those things are not coming, and because I'm working, whatever you are doing, I'm also supposed to do, then that is when the woman begin to think that, then why am I just being there with you? Because under normal circumstances, it is the husband who is supposed to do those things. But because of the culture now, my dear, because of the hardship now, because of how things are going, now things have become so expensive, and now the population, it has also increased. So at first, the job that you can get to do so simple, now it's never like that. You need to fight before you get it. So women have also been asked to do something to also support. So they are doing it to support us. But some men is a problem, have left a whole lot of the responsibilities in the house in the hands of the women. So they sit and they realize that now I am doing it, and they tend to say that I am saving my money and we will use it to buy a house, or I'm saving my money, we use it to build a house. At the end of the day, you realize that is not what is happening. Let me come back to the men. Apart from providing money in the house, you are supposed to provide care. You are supposed to provide leadership. You are supposed to bring attention to the children and your wife. You're supposed to care for them. Today, something happened. We are in the house when we're just planning to go to work, church. And then my second daughter came and said, Daddy, can I get a blaze stick? I don't feel okay. I want to shave. And then I said, no, I don't have it. And they said, oh, ours is finished. I said, okay, come, let me see. So open it and let me see. Then when I saw it, I took my my shaving stick, and then I used it and I did it for her. And she was so happy. So she went in and then told her big sister, Daddy did it for me with the machine. It's so nice, Papa. He said what? He said, oh, Daddy has shaved for me. And then the first one, who was also finished and even dressing up, So, oh wow, then let me go, Daddy. I want you to also
Should
do
be
it.
too.
Daddy, do it for me. Daddy, do it for me. And then I have to take the machine and then do it for her as well. And they were happy. They were
Oh,
so happy. You see, it's not that they are happy by the machine, the tickling of the machine, but they are happy that their dad has shaved their armpit for them. And it became the talk that they were talking about. They are talking about it. You
oh.
understand? Yesterday, Saturday, I was there when I don't know if I can say this, but somebody will learn. And I was there when one came to tell me that the last one is also in her menstrual period. And
Mm-hmm.
then the first one came to say, Daddy, I'm going out, but my pad is finishing. Pad needs some, so please, when you go, because normally I buy those things for them.
Mm,
I buy those things for them. I'm the man in the house.
mm,
You see, so what I'm trying to say is that you get down to their level. There's
mm,
nothing that you have to say that this one men don't do. There's
mhm,
nothing in my home that dog I don't know that men don't do, because when they go to work, I drop this one. My wife go to work, and then my the children go to school and all that. Sometimes in a hurry, they will leave things even at the kitchen,
mm,
and I have to go there and tidy up the place and wash them. As I'm
mm,
sitting here talking to you, putting on my tie and speaking with you, my dear, if I don't tell you, how would you know that even in the house I can wash the cooking utensils? I
mm,
cook for them, I do everything. The joy in my heart is to even wake up in the morning and going to drop my wife. The joy in my heart is waking up to go and pick her when she has closed from work.
mm,
When I even wash the car myself, and my wife is going and he's driving, I'm happy, because somebody will say that, oh, that is Councillor Albert's wife.
mm,
Your name has been mentioned first.
mm,
There is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong. And when you do that and you do it well, and you
mhm,
have the clear direction of the marriage, the woman begin to enjoy it, and then you get the best out of a woman. You see, men, finally, if you don't try to do certain things that will always make the woman feel that
mm,
he's the woman, you see, those things that you do, it makes them calm down to know that,
mm,
yes, I am the woman and I have a man who is up there. It is not
mm,
the shouting, it is not the bossy type, it is not the things that you want to do that will make the woman fear you. We don't live in a marriage for one to fear the other. No, we rather live in a marriage for us to respect ourselves, because
mm,
respect happens to be the cloth that covers the marriage. So when you do things that it will take that cloth from there, that
mm,
is when things begin to start in the wrong way.
mm,
So it is not only money that we bring, but we also bring directions, we
mm,
bring protection, we bring care, and then the man, you being the pastor, the prophet, the teacher, the priest in the house, you are supposed to pray for the family and let the children know how it means to serve God. They will come to your room, they will knock, and they see that your kneel is in front of the bed, you praying, sometimes worshiping and all that, and they know that even my father is a pastor. He stands on the pulpit and preach and all that, but my father also have a personal relationship with God. When
mm,
you do that, you teach them how to also have personal relationship with them. And when problem comes, you try to explain to them that it is part of life. We don't
mm,
do that for our children. Oh, stop. Oh, this will go, that will go. No, no. Let them know it is part of it. Those ones that you think they have to go through, direct them to go through the challenges that they are facing, and let
mm,
them know that at the end, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. When you bring them to such a place, you are building their tomorrow. But
mm,
if you don't explain things to them, but whenever it comes, you just give them an answer, give them an answer, they will also grow, and then they get into that same issue and they find themselves wanted. Let the children go to and marry. Let your children also find husbands and wives. And at the end, they will say that I want my marriage to be like the way my husband and my father and my mother's marriage is. If that is your priority, that you be a mentor to your children, then you will sit down well and make sure that you handle it so well. But if your children's priority will be that somebody else, or a video Nigerian movie that they watched, or some soap opera that they watched, that is what they want their marriage
your
to be,
rice to
then
be.
it looks like you have
You
failed.
didn't do well.
That is it.
Oh, I didn't want this to end at all, at all, at all. I have thoroughly, thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed this talk. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Councillor Albert. I wanted to summarize what you said, but it's like there's so many deep, deep things. So I encourage everybody, go back and listen, make your own notes the way that I made them. He's answered every question. He's made my work so easy. He just poured out. So I hope you take your portion from it. And God willing, next week on GH Gospel Radio, same time, 6 p.m. Central US time, we'll be having another program. So watch out for our new topic. And before we leave, thank you, Councillor Albert. God bless you for the time. God bless you for sharing your insights with us. May God continue to increase your oil and bless you with whatever that your heart's desires are. And so until we meet again, do remember that it takes a good Christian to have a good Christian marriage. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Bye-bye.